See, it's totally sealed. What? What? How did those get there? You guys want to know about coffee? Cold brew coffee. Yes. Today's video is going to be about cold brew coffee. And I got to be honest, I recorded this already. Man, I just didn't like it. I didn't like the way it came out. So, we're going to make it simple. You want to be able to make a very cheap, a very easy, efficient way. You want an efficient way to make cold brew coffee. That's what you want. That's what I want. It took me a little while to figure it out, but I got the technique down, and it's going to work for you. Big credit from my buddy Cody Huey in Houston for the recipe, and how about a little credit for me for figuring out the best technique, at least in my opinion. So what you're going to need is 1 can of Cafe du Monde, or the coffee of your choice. This stuff is flavored with chicory, and it makes for a really good cold brew coffee. All right, so you'll need a bowl with a lid, perhaps like this, a big glass bowl. What do we got going on here? Is it possible that I've already started without you? Yes. What you do, folks, is also you need a nylon mesh bag. Now, these are sold, you can get them on Amazon, maybe at a local store or something. But these things are made primarily for making almond milk or cheese or things like that. It's a very thin mesh made from nylon, and it works perfect for coffee. So what you do is you take your can of coffee and you pour it into the bag itself, and then you draw the drawstring close like this. Set it inside your bowl. All right? And then you take this can and you fill it up with water twice. Dump it in the bowl. That's it. That is it. You let it sit. You let this whole thing sit. Spread you kind of flatten the bag. Make sure that the water is getting in and around the coffee. And as you can see, this has only been sitting for just a few hours. It's getting the job done. When you are done, when you've let this steep, now pay attention, and I'll have this in the video description. You'll want this to sit for 12 to 48 hours. Now this is your preference. 12 to 48 hours, room temperature. Do not put it in the fridge. Cold will cause the extraction to slow down. And you don't want that. Just let it sit. Even though we're calling it cold brew, this is more of an ambient temperature brew, but that's an argument we don't want to get into. Let it sit on your countertop, wherever. Lid on it. And then when you're done, you pull the bag out, and then you'll let all that water. See here, this is what it'll look like when you're ready to pull it out. Let's pretend our 24 hours is up. You just pull it out. There's still quite a bit of coffee in there. And then you just let this drip out for a few minutes. There'll be a little bit of water in there. If that remains in there, if you don't get all of the coffee out of that bag, it's okay. It's okay. So what you'll do, you'll discard the coffee however you want. You can compost it. You can throw it away. Hey, it's your coffee. And that bag is actually the easiest thing in the world to wash. All you do is turn it inside out, run it through the faucet, and you're done. I've already used it. When I did that, made it look brand new. After you've removed the bag of coffee grounds, there may or may not be some spare, some stray coffee grounds in the bowl. If that is the case, just restrain it, refilter it. And you don't need a nylon bag. This is just the easiest thing for me to do. For me, it's just the easiest thing. You can use paper towels. You can use coffee filters. If you have a Chemex, you can put a Chemex filter in there. It'll make a cleaner cup of coffee. But in my opinion, just having it filtered through the mesh bag is perfect. It's fine. There's still going to be a little bit of sediment in the bottom, but it's fine. How much will that yield? Well, you're putting about, you're putting two of these in there. I would say it'll yield you about three of these mason jars, or maybe one of these and one, 1.5 of these. Yeah. So, it's really good. What else? What else can I say about it? It's a concentrate. By the way, yeah, it's a concentrate. Not really. I mean, you can, but it's not really meant to be just drinking as is. You'll want to dilute it because it's going to be very strong. Lots of caffeine. I like to pour it over ice and then dilute it 1-to-1 with some water. Sometimes 1-to-2. And this is good. My coworkers at work, that's where they would be if they're coworkers at work. They love this stuff. One of the doctors I work with is from New Orleans, and this is where Cafe du Monde is. That's where the actual cafe is. It's in New Orleans. And that doctor, hey, Dr. James, she loves this stuff too. So, she loves mason jars. No, she loves the cold brew coffee that's in this it's in there. It's in that bowl. Okay. So, that is it. Guys, it's so easy. 1 can of coffee into the nylon bag. Fill this up with water twice. Let it sit in a bowl on the countertop for 12 to 48 hours. And you can adjust if you want to dilute it even more. Like if you want to add like an extra can of water, you can. But it's just easier because to make it like a concentrate. That way you can just put it in these and you're done. You don't need to make a whole bunch of room in your fridge. And that's another thing. When the cold brew is done, you'll want to store it in your fridge, and it'll keep for about 2 weeks. But it's not going to last that long. It's not, because it's delicious, and you're going to drink it. And everybody around you is going to drink it. And you'll be making it all the time. So, but be creative. Do what you want. If you want to filter it through an old T-shirt and you want to use, Folgers, that is your prerogative. But just get out there and try cold brew. It's easy. It's fun. Thanks for hanging out in the coffee office. Fill it up, dump it,